Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, a big welcome. Hope to see you back again after this video. And if you're returning, then great to see you again. And this is a slightly different video. Last Thursday I was meant to be flying out to Turkey, to Antalya, but wasn't allowed on the plane. So let me explain. To fly to pretty much everywhere in Europe, well, I think to fly anywhere in Europe, you need 3 months left on your passport, the expiry date. And to fly to Turkey, you need 6 months. And I only had 5 months left on my passport. I kind of knew it was expiring, but do you know what? I didn't even consider that I would need 6 months to get to Turkey. It just never crossed my mind. So I was happily at Bristol Airport, waiting to get on the plane. Got to the last bit where you're at the gate and you're going through to be told that I wasn't going to be allowed on the plane, which was very annoying, very annoying. But it just wasn't meant to be for whatever reason, the universe, whatever it, and it was quite interesting. I was pissed off, obviously, but one of the things that I was, that was interesting is my reaction. My kind of old Nigel would have kicked off. He got really angry, started having a go at the woman who wasn't going to let me on the plane, and but a lot of how I perceive the world now, it is around acceptance, and just accepting that I wasn't going to get on the plane, so there was no point in trying to argue a case or anything like that. So I kind of did this walk of shame. Basically everyone who was getting on the plane, what it's like when you're at airports, and you have to go through those little windy bits, so that's what I had to do with everyone getting on, and so it was a bit of a walk of shame. But there was you had to wait in a certain area, because obviously you've kind of like left the country in some ways, so you've got to go back through customs to get back into the UK, if you like. So had to wait with someone, and there were 2 guys there who were 4 minutes late to get on their plane with the same airline, and they were kicking off. They were so angry. They was, and I just thought, God, thank God, I'm not like that. Just thank God. But there's always learning, isn't there? And so I learned a big lesson. And the one thing that I did the next day when I got back was to go to the post office and get my new passport, which is not a European passport either, like previous passports, as we're not in the EU anymore. So it's a blue British passport. But so yeah, that's on its way to me. And so yeah, that was a lesson learned. But just to tell you a little bit about what's going to be going on, I'm going to start going to some local places. I think I said before on the channel that was to do some videoing, because I live in a beautiful part of the world, and today I'm going to go and do my first sort of first go at that. I'm going to go to a place called Stourhead. It's about 10 miles away from where I live. beautiful, beautiful gardens. I think they were kind of started in about 1640, though don't quote me. But I've been there quite a lot, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place. And I was hoping that there's a stately home there as well. Beautiful big old house, but sadly that's closed for the winter, so I'll just be going to the garden and doing some video and some photography. But yeah, so we've got that kind of stuff coming up. So my next trip with with the correct passport will be that I'm going to be going to Rabat in Morocco, which is now probably about 7 weeks away. So yeah, I'll be doing the usual sort of planning videos and stuff for that, and then in May, then I'll be going to Japan. But before then, plan to do a lot of little local videos. Still going to do some photo montages. Still got a few trips which I hadn't done. I put one on Marrakesh, which I went to in 2019. Absolutely love Morocco, and a few people have watched that, so really grateful for that. And yeah, just I guess one thing to mention about the trip, it wasn't the trip. Thank you booking.com, because I managed to get my accommodation refunded, which was £45. So all that I lost was the money for my flight, as EasyJet will just not give you a refund or anything like that. It was completely my responsibility, and it was. So I lost £45, plus a bit of food that I had at the airport. So it wasn't financially a huge loss, but it was more of a yeah, an emotional loss, I guess. So yeah, a lot to look forward to on the channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. And yeah, next week, it's Monday now in the UK. I'm going to do the video today on my little trip to Stourhead, so I might put that on tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it was a beautiful full moon yesterday, the snow moon. And so I hope everyone's had a beautiful, smooth transition, because it was the first day of spring yesterday. Although it doesn't particularly feel like it here in the UK. But yes, as always, please like, subscribe. If you're going to fly to Turkey, just a little reminder, check that you've got 6 months expiry on your passport. And but just wishing everyone a safe and beautiful time ahead. And yeah, look forward to catching you again on the channel.